plant needs a little something. This is Scindapsus Argyraeus, I think is how you pronounce it. It's in a little 4-inch pot here that's like way overwatered because I forgot to water it, and then the usual. But it's time, I'm gonna bump it up to a 6-inch pot. Right now it's in a 4-inch pot, and I want it in a bigger pot. The roots are very, some of the roots are very, I had a feeling it had root rot. So you can see there's like white roots, those are the healthy roots, but on top I'm just like pulling off all the rotted roots. Root rot can happen when, one of many ways. So one way root rot can happen is if you completely overwater your plant. It's still wet, you keep watering it, those roots will eventually rot. Just not enough dry period in between waterings. Literally the roots are drowning, so they're gonna rot. Another way root rot can happen is inconsistent watering. So you water, you have nice healthy roots, you let your plant dry out so much, it's so thirsty, and then you're like, oh, I need to water it in really well. It's very thirsty. So like this probably won't happen the first time, probably not the second time, maybe not the third time, but like over time, inconsistent watering of letting it dry out so much, giving it a good water, those roots are gonna slowly start dying off. So your plant is never actually absorbing any of that water. If you keep going on that schedule, the roots are gonna rot because they're not surviving the periods of time with no water, and then they're not surviving the periods of time with too much water. It just leads to your plant dying. Once the roots are gone, you'll slowly see the plant dying off, and then that's when you know something's wrong with the roots. I know exactly that's what happened here. That's why we're looking at the root rot, a little root rot situation. There's still enough roots where it's not gonna just completely die, but like I definitely see a little bald spot here, and then all the way down there's like these runners. And I do find with this plant specifically, the Scindapsus, actually a lot of the Scindapsus throw out runners when they're not getting enough light. Like this is the bottom of this. That's what I say by runners. Like they're just assuming they're looking for light. I'm gonna take off all the brown bits that are completely dead. And I think this is a perfect case for the cakey cloning paste. At least that's what I'm gonna try to do today with that. I think a bigger pot, fresh soil, the cakey paste. This will be a nice full plant, hopefully by the end of summer. Right now it's April, so let's see. So this is gonna be another case of burying all these nodes up here. I wanna bury all these under the soil. These are gonna be above the soil. And then these runners here, I'm actually going to try to wrap around this arch to have like a little vertical look, and then still have some trailing out of the pot. I don't typically do that because the way I have my shelves, there's really not enough room for this arch situation. Some of them they are, but like not enough to like not hit the light. Like for leaves like these. My little Hoya leaves do really good on this, right next to the light, but these leaves would burn, and I don't want that. I'm just going to take all this and kind of wrap it around the root ball here. Just like that. And then this is all going to be out of the soil. I'm going to stick that in there. Then I want to make sure the leaves that are in here are out. I don't want them under the soil. One of these longer string that have leaves on it, and kind of wrap it on the top here like this, so that the leaves are like right on top. I am gonna pin this down. I am going to pin this down with some bobby pins. If you have regular bobby pins, you can use those. And then I kind of like pull them apart and then bend them back together. I do have like hairpins I like to use, but they're outside and I'm not getting up again. Just going to pin that down in there to kind of give like the top a little bit more fullness. So like I pull it out and then I bend them towards each other like that. Not perfect, but it looks much better. Now I'm going to put this arch in here. And this will just give it a little vertical. This one. I'm about to just take all of them. Okay. I'm going to take all of them and wrap it around the arch. Sometimes when I'm doing stuff like this, I pretend that I'm on a reality show. Like a competition show where like you have to do things in a timely fashion. Does anybody else do that? Gather all these. I don't know if this is gonna look okay. Just going to attach a Velcro strip right here. Wrap this around the arch. And if I can get new growth on all these stems, this will be a showstopper. I just like wrapped it in the pot. I'm gonna put it through the middle and let it hang down. Like that. It looks kind of silly, but imagine all these with leaves on it. I have this little, it's a pick, like a food pick, and it's kind of sharp. So what I'm going to do, and I don't know if I'm doing this right, I've never done it this way, but I'm gonna go through and kind of poke right where a node is. Actually, I'm going to do it while there's cakey paste on here. I'm going to put some cakey paste on here. And I'm going to poke a little hole where a node is to try to get some of that in there. I'm not mad about it. We'll do an update. So, it has been 2 months. This is where we're at. Repot Pictus Argyraeus, I think is how you say it. But I put the crazy kiki paste on these nodes around here, and these are all new growths. So even from down in the soil here, there's like 2 leaves that can go away. Lots of new growth on this. And even down here with this tree, there's a couple new growths. So, oh, there's a good one right there. So overall, I am really happy with the growth. It has been 2 months exactly, and I'm pleasantly surprised. I think I'll just continue to do what I'm doing. If I gave it a little bit more light, maybe I'll pop it out back under the awning. A little bit more light might make it happier. So that's a good update for you. Thanks so much for being here.